What's up? What's up? It's your guy Mareemaat, and today this video is going to be about how to clear trauma. You feel what I'm saying? It's the simple method. How to clear trauma from childhood trauma, from motherfucking being an adult, from being a kid in school. Just clear trauma throughout your life, all the traumatic experiences you went through. You basically hold on to the energy of those situations, and the energy of those situations affect you every day in your life. You feel what I'm saying? So let's get into this video. But before I start, y'all go follow all my platforms. Go Mareemaat. Follow me on all platforms. Mareemaat, TikTok. I really be on TikTok a lot, but I'm finna be on YouTube a lot more. Follow all my platforms. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all want to support, donate anything? Mareemaat on Cashapp. You feel what I'm saying? I can actually change this ticket. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna change it real quick, but Mareemaat on Cashapp. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go fuck with my Cash App. Y'all go fuck with all my platforms and all that. I greatly appreciate the support and I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna come back. I'm finna be on here a lot. Y'all finna see me a lot more. So go ahead and do what you gotta do. You feel what I'm saying? But see y'all soon. You know what I'm saying? A lot more soon. But Cash Out Mareemaat. If y'all want to support, go Cash Out Mareemaat and other pages at Mareemaat. But now let's get into the video. I'm doing it like I'm editing. This is a raw video. But all right, so if y'all don't know what trauma is, bro, trauma is basically when in life you go through an experience, and this experience has an effect on your mind. You feel what I'm saying? It basically causes so much stress in the moment that it changes, it shifts your mind. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't know if you're familiar with neuroplasticity or not, but that's like basically refining the neural network in your brain. You feel what I'm saying? Basically rewiring your brain. So when these traumatic events happen, they basically rewire your brain to move in a certain pattern off of the traumatic event, so it don't happen again. Type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like example, let's just say you was driving a car or some shit and you got in a bad wreck. That might have traumatized you to the point where you very fearful of driving cars. But if you do drive a car, you driving slow and driving safe, so that shit don't happen again. You feel what I'm saying? Like it changes you. It puts a fear in you and has you moving out of fear that this situation is gonna happen again. You feel me? So with that being said, that really isn't good because these traumatic events affect you throughout the whole period of your life. You feel me? Like you go through life all the time acting in these traumas. You feel what I'm saying? Like people have all type of people have separation issues. They scared of not be, like they can't separate from people or they feel some type of way. People have issues where they can't speak up. You feel what I'm saying? Because they spoke up in the past before and their parents probably cussed them out and called them all type of names and stuff. So they scared to speak up now. You feel what I'm saying? People have these problems and shit from trauma. You feel me? A lot of your problems come from trauma. Like you might have anger issues right now because of trauma, or you might a lot of the stuff you do that might not be the best for you might be because of trauma. You may have an eating addiction because of trauma. You feel what I'm saying? Trauma makes you move in certain patterns that are detrimental to you and your life. You feel me? Moving in trauma is not gonna help you. It's only gonna hurt you. Even if it is a threat, moving in trauma is not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you get away from the threat because you're moving in fear. When you move in fear, it only helps you get towards this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like example, if you in a relationship and you fear that your partner is gonna leave you, you're gonna start doing things out of that fear. Like you're gonna start acting differently because of that fear. Then when you do that, that you moving differently is gonna cause your partner to leave you. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, with trauma, when you're moving in fear, it's gonna cause that exact things to happen, which is gonna continue to have a cycle of traumatizing you over and over again. But you want to clear those things out. You feel me? Because those effects from the childhood or whatever period in your life that you absorb that information that made you act like that, it's making you move irrationally. It's making you move impulsively. You feel what I'm saying? You're not consciously making the action. It's like something triggers you and you move off that trigger. You're not moving off. Let me consciously. You're not moving off your own conscious ideal. You feel what I'm saying? Your own conscious notion. You're moving off a psychological thought pattern that has for one been programmed in you through trauma, through going through an experience that wasn't desirable, or for two, an external source has programmed you to think certain things. You feel what I'm saying? Like the news and TV and all the other shit, they program you to think certain things. You feel me? So with that being said, in this video, I'm gonna teach y'all how to clear that trauma out and get rid of that trauma. You feel what I'm saying? Because I have done this myself. The reason I'm on here right now is because I've done it myself. Because I used to not be a speaker like this because of trauma. I remember I used to not speak up and not speak up to people because when I spoke up in the household, I got cussed out all type of names and gaslighted. So that made me not speak up in the real world. But then I found I did this technique that I did myself. You feel what I'm saying? I did this technique and I went and I pulled that trauma up from the root, seeing what it was, forgave the person and forgave myself, and I started going against that shit. And now I'm speaking. I speak in public. I talk to people. I speak up. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's get into how to do this. But all right. So first off, you want to start off is identifying it. You feel what I'm saying? I identifying the behavior that you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you have a problem with speaking up to people, identify that. Identify, okay, I'm not speaking up in times. You can feel when something is wrong. Like when somebody say something, or and you scared to say something, speak up. You know that that's wrong. Okay, example. Let's just say you at McDonald's and somebody get your order wrong. You scared to speak up. You feel what I'm saying? You know that that's wrong because you want to speak up, but you're scared to speak up out of anxiety, out of fear. That trauma makes you move out of fear like that. So with that being said, the way to get rid of these issues is to first identify that you are moving out of fear, that you are moving, that you are scared to speak up for a certain reason. You feel what I'm saying? Then think about in your life, why am I scared to speak up? Why I haven't this shit happened and I don't be speaking up to people. Why am I scared to speak up? Let's not think about every situation in your life where you tried to speak up. And then you'll find out that, okay, at some point in your life, you tried to speak up and then you got heavily chastised. It was a heavy consequence for coming with that. Like maybe your mother said something and you spoke up and she said, "Oh, are you saying I'm lying?" Blah, 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 and started cussing you out and you got a whooping. And that made you not speak up because every time you spoke up, you got a whooping. Then you realize, okay, so that's why I don't speak up, because when that event happened, it traumatized me. Every time I spoke up, I got an ass whooping, and that traumatized me. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, you have now identified the problem and identified where the problem stems from. You feel what I'm saying? The next thing with that is identifying the person who did the shit to you. You feel what I'm saying? The situation. If there is a situation, if there isn't a situation that happened that involves other people, it was just you doing some shit, like you fucking jumped off some shit and hurt yourself or some shit, then this step you can skip past that. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you can attach this step somewhere in your life, some kind of way. You feel what I'm saying? But this okay. The first step, identifying the problem that you're doing, identify where it comes from. The next step is basically the people who were involved, forgiving them. You feel what I'm saying? Gain understanding for them and yourself. So with that being said, those people in that moment, they did an action that traumatized you. It may not have been the best action, but they also may not be aware of the effect of that action. You feel what I'm saying? They may have been aware. If they was aware, then they are some people. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy people. But if they were not aware, like most people are not aware, like example, my grandma did some things that traumatized me, and she was not aware that she was traumatizing me or that she was doing that to me. She wasn't aware of the effects. You feel what I'm saying? Like that. You have to gain understanding for these people. You feel what I'm saying? Like example, with the situation about speaking up, because this is kind of a real situation with me. I wouldn't speak up. So I identified that I wasn't speaking up. I'm like, why am I not speaking up? Because I went through all this as a child. You feel what I'm saying? Now I see my grandma, the one that had me not wanting to speak up, because of when I spoke up, it was always chastisement, even when I was right, even when she said some shit that wasn't true, and I said, "You're lying," even though she told me if somebody's lying, call them out on it. I called her out on it, and then it'd be a problem. You know what I'm saying? That traumatized me because I didn't want to experience that in the real world. I didn't want to try to speak up and then have somebody cuss me out in the real world. You feel what I'm saying? Be damn near ready to fight me because I don't spoke up. You know what I'm saying? So I understood that, okay, in that place and time, I was a child and I was sensitive. I was a sensitive, vulnerable child who was expressing unconditional love towards my grandma. You feel what I'm saying? I loved her. I was open towards her. You feel what I'm saying? I was open. It's not like a regular person on the street type shit. It's like my grandma. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm open. You know what I'm saying? So I realized, okay, I was a vulnerable child. My grandma, she was a woman who was going through things in life. You feel what I'm saying? We all have problems. We are all not 100% correct. I realized that myself, I have problems myself when I may have done things to people as well, while I have not meant to harm them, but it may harm them in some type of way. So with that being said, I realized she may have not tried to do that. She didn't try to do that. She wasn't trying. Her intent was not to traumatize me. Her intent was, well, for one, she probably was expressing anger. She herself had a lack of discipline in her anger. She didn't know how to control her anger. You feel what I'm saying? She didn't know how to control her anger, which made her act in some kind of way. When she get into emotion, she'll get triggered by emotion and then start doing a bunch of things that cause an effect. You feel what I'm saying? But not realizing the effect that those things cause. You feel what I'm saying? Like these words that she's saying, she's not realizing the effect that these words have on a child. You feel what I'm saying? That traumatized her. Like, And to go on a slick off subject real quick, my grandma was traumatized too because she told me this story, and I'm gonna tell y'all this story to help y'all. My grandma, she okay, you can't call her stupid right now. If you call her stupid, she gonna flash out on you. You know why? Because when she was little, she told me this as well. She did some shit and she messed up, and her mama called her stupid, and that hurt her heart so bad, hurt her feelings so bad, that traumatized her. So to this point, to this day, you can't call her stupid, because if you call her stupid, she will get very angry with you. You feel what I'm saying? So you cannot call my grandma stupid. That's the trauma she's still living in. You feel what I'm saying? You say, if you say you can't even play, like you be like, girl, you stupid. She don't even like that. She don't even like the word stupid. She not gonna she has used it, but you can't call her stupid in no type of way, a playing way, no type of way. That's trauma. She's still moving out of trauma. Also, other things I can tell y'all about, she moving out of trauma as well, but that's her life and her business. I'm not finna express all my grandma business, but back to the subject, you gotta forgive the person that did the shit to you. For what I'm saying, she did the shit to me, so I forgive her. I forgive her because I understand her. I gain understanding I gain understanding, and overstanding. I understand it by, okay, she was going through things at this time. She was like, she wasn't in the best state of mind. You feel what I'm saying? She didn't know how to control her emotions. Stuff would happen and she would emotionally flare up and not be able to control it. You feel me? So I'm like, okay, there's that. She's not really to blame for that. She is to blame for it, but it's not 100% her fault because she just moving out of trauma. You feel what I'm saying? She didn't mean it. It's not personal. I don't have to take it personal. I can release that personal tie because these traumatic personal ties pull on us. It's like a string. This person has hooked you like a fish and is pulling on you. Every time you think about this trauma and you move out of this trauma, this person is pulling on your energy. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, you want to let that shit go. You want to let that shit go. Forgive these people. I forgive her for doing that shit because she did it out of irrationality. I won't let her do this because I forgive her. Don't mean I'm gonna let her do it again. Because if she do it again, it's gonna be a big problem. You know what I'm saying? She will not do that now. My grandma do not move like this no more. She has improved a lot. I spoke to her about a bunch of this shit, and she moves a lot better now. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to my grandma. I love you, grandma. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Hope you see that. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Mar right here on that Let me stop playing. But yeah, she forgiving her, you got to forgive her. You got to understand by forgiving her. Okay, she was in a certain state mentally, a certain state emotionally. She did not mean this is not personal. You feel what I'm saying? Then you go to understanding. You go to, okay, she was in a certain state like that. It was times where I was in a certain state. You feel what I'm saying? It was a time where I was in a certain state where I wasn't in the right mindset. You feel what I'm saying? Or I wasn't in the right emotion space, and that caused me to do certain things. I might have acted aggressively towards some people, or I might have stole, or I might have did other things. You feel what I'm saying? I done stole before. I done did shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I done did some shit before. I ain't did like crazy shit like the other folks done did type shit, but I done did some shit that's crazy for me type shit. For me being who I am, I done did some shit. You feel what I'm saying? That I'm not gonna say I regret or none of that because that was part of my journey. You feel what I'm saying? But I done did some shit in the wrong mindset, in the wrong mental space. So I connect with her on that. We understand because we connect internally that we both was in the wrong space at a certain point of time doing things to people that we shouldn't have been doing. So that helped me forgive her. You feel what I'm saying? Then I forgive myself for it as well because I forgive myself for experiencing it. You feel what I'm saying? I went through that shit. That shit happened to me. I went through that shit. But I forgive myself so I don't have to constantly hold the energy from that shit. I can. It's like it's basically like going inside your child self, going and touch your child self and saying, okay, like my name's Zamari, saying, okay, Zamari, this is okay. This situation happened. You don't have to hold on to this energy of the situation. You don't have to be in fear anymore. You can let it go. It's okay. You can be yourself now. And then it's like pulling, taking a layer of clothes off. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can take this helmet off. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have to hold this helmet on. It's okay. You feel what I'm saying? You take the helmet off and throw that motherfucker like that. Going back and healing your child self with it. That's basically what all this trauma work is about. Forgiving, forgetting, and healing and going forward. And that's understanding. And then overstanding these situations like, okay, I was a child, she was an adult. I was in a vulnerable state, showing straight love. She was in a vulnerable state, but she was showing emotion. She was not in the right mental state. She might have been going through things. I understand because I've been going through things before, and I did things I shouldn't have done. It's okay. The situation is okay. I still love you. I know that if you do these things again, I will distance myself. I will not become traumatized. I will not hate you at all. I understand that we are all human and we all have problems. We all have things to fix and things to work on. So you can work on these things and I'll work on my things. And all we got to do is get better. If you get better, then we can come together and love each other. If you can't get better, then we can love each other from a distance. You know what I'm saying? And that basically helped me clear that trauma out. But It's not the last step though. You feel what I'm saying? That's understanding, understanding, and overstanding. So now to go back over the steps. First, you want to identify the problem, identify what happened. You feel what I'm saying? Then you want to identify the root of the problem. What caused? What? When did this start? Why did this? Why is this happening? You feel what I'm saying? Then you want to forgive yourself and the other parties involved. You feel what I'm saying? Once you do all this, it's basically like going in, scooping that. It's like a big tub of water with a ball of dirt in it or a rock in it. It's basically going up, scooping it, grabbing that rock, scooping that dense ass rock up out that water and throwing it away. Matter of fact, not even throwing it away. You hold it in your hand, scooping that dense ass rock out of the water and holding it in your hand. Now, after you do all those 3 steps I just told you, the last step you want to do is start moving in opposition to those traumas. And this is gonna be equivalent to you throwing that big ass rock. You feel what I'm saying? But you want to move in opposition to those traumas. You feel me? Because these things happen and they traumatize you. So you want to go against those things. You want to do things like, can y'all see this? Oh, it ain't get at that. Tech. You want to do things like, if you have trouble speaking up, you want to, when situations come to speak up, you want to force yourself to speak up. You have to force it, like literally. You're gonna have to be like, fuck it, let me do this shit and just do it type. So it have to be like a leap of faith type shit. I promise you. If you do it though, it's gonna help you. You got to do it multiple times, or you can't just do it one time. And when you do it, bro, it's gonna feel weird, bro. It's gonna feel like almost like a slight panic attack. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, when it happened for me, trying to speak up, learn how to speak up to people. When it happened to me, I was like kind of shaky, like I was kind of like shaking, like get like chills and shit, like the hot chills. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get hot but still be cold type shit. I was like that when that happened. You feel me? And so it had a certain feeling when that shit was happening. It didn't feel right. It was like I was getting hot, but I was getting like hot and cold at the same time, and kind of getting a little bit more like a little shaky, a little nervous. You feel what I'm saying? I was getting very nervous, but that's what it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to be, bro. That's an uncomfortable feeling, but that's that trauma clearing out. That's that trauma leaving your body. That's the trauma leaving your mind. That's the energy of that trauma leaving your body. That's why it feels so weird. That's your brain reconnecting the neurons in your brain. That's why it feels so weird, because you're changing. Change feels weird. Change is uncomfortable. You get used to change. You get used to change and start embracing change, then change will affect you differently and affect you better. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to start going against this shit. So whatever your traumatic pattern is, you want to start doing in opposition to that. Whatever your problem is, my problem at one point was speaking up to people. So every time the situation came, I spoke up to people. I can say one situation where I was at work and somebody said some shit to me or some type of way. It took me a minute though. I waited till we had to leave, but it was like, okay, let's say we got off of work at 10 o'clock. They said some shit to me at like 8 o'clock. I was still working. So when we got off of work at 10 o'clock, I was like, hey, let me speak to you real quick. And I spoke up and like, hey, don't talk to me like that, bro. I'm not that, and that. And they tried to gaslight me like, oh, blah. And I was like, look, bro, I don't care about nothing you talking about. Do not talk to me like that, bro. I'm a grown ass man. You feel what I'm saying? That helped me speak up. Then other situations where I started to speak up, I remember like my homeboy, I was shooting a music video for him, and he wanted me to go goddamn pick up a nigga who the nigga didn't fuck with me. You feel what I'm saying? Place I didn't have gas in my car like that, and my homeboy wanted me to drive around, and I done picked up one dude in the back for him. He wanted me to go pick up another dude. You feel what I'm saying? But the dude don't fuck with me. So I'm like, for one, bro, I don't got no gas like that to be driving around. He ain't give me no gas money. But for two, the bro don't even fuck with me to be in my car like that. So I'm not finna go pick him up. You feel what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, that real. And I was like, yeah, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? That helped me learn how to speak up. You feel what I'm saying? Because I started seeing that, okay, I can speak up and there are no consequences for speaking up like I thought. There's no fear. I don't have to have fear for speaking up. But even if I do speak up and people get mad and it is consequences, I can deal with those consequences. But those are the consequences of being real, of being true. It's consequences of being a real ass nigga in this world. You feel what I'm saying? If you a real one, it's consequences that come with that. But I'd rather take those consequences than be a bitch ass, fake ass nigga. Bats, hey, you talking about? I'd rather take them motherfucking consequences. Hey, you talking about, man? Trip, man. No. I'd rather express my true self, live in myself freely. You feel what I'm saying? I'd rather be the sun and shine my light all day than dim my light because of what somebody think of some consequences of how somebody feel. You feel what I'm saying? Or because somebody not being in the correct mental space and wanting to chastise me for doing right. I'd rather be a real nigga. Hey, you talking about? I'd rather live my life freely than live my life restricted because of how you feel, because of being in fear of what somebody gonna say. Fuck that. Say what you want to say, do what you want to do. But I'm gonna live my life righteously, nigga. And you're not gonna stop me. I know what's right and I know what's wrong, and I'm not finna do wrong just because you feel the type of way about what I'm saying, or you getting mad and want to gaslight me and chastise me. Surprise, egg lad, but I'm not doing that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm living freely, and you're not gonna stop it. Facts. You trying to stop me only gonna make me go harder. Facts. Hey, you talking about facts? Real though. Real back to what I was saying though. That's the part of it, bro. Going against those traumas, going against that. You feel what I'm saying? Going against everything that makes you weak. Goes against those weak points. Those are points where you're moving out of fear. Going against those points where you're moving out of fear, start moving out of love. You feel what I'm saying? That's converting that energy of fear, transmuting it into love energy, because you go from fearing yourself and fearing you go from fearing what everybody's gonna do to you and fearing how you're gonna respond to loving yourself and loving everyone else. You love yourself because you are not moving in traumatic patterns that are detrimental to you. You feel what I'm saying? You're being real. You're expressing your light. That's how you love yourself, because you treating yourself better. You speaking up. Me personally speaking up on treating myself better. That's showing me I love myself. I'm not letting people just run over me. You feel what I'm saying? And then also for these people, I'm helping them as well, because these people are moving incorrect as well. They're moving in a manner that is causing a detriment to other people as well. They're not moving in harmony. So by me speaking up, I'm bringing that to their awareness so they can fix that shit. And if they don't fix it, they're gonna have to get the fuck from around me. And they're gonna keep dealing with that shit until somebody do something to them or something. Or they're gonna just find people who let them do that shit. But I'm not finna one that let you finna just do that to me. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's how you face that shit. You gotta go against that shit at the end, bro. At the end of it, you gotta get yourself out of that program. You have to go against it and do actions that oppose that. So whatever your trauma is, you feel what I'm saying? If you have an eating disorder or some shit, your trauma, that smell like it's burning, boy. What the fuck? If you got an eating disorder or some shit, your trauma might be what the eating and shit. You go against it. You just don't eat. Just don't eat. Purposely don't eat. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever your trauma is, go against that motherfucker. If you scared of fucking police sirens or some shit, listen to police sirens a lot. You feel what I'm saying? Like whatever your whatever you are moving and trauma out of, go against it. Whatever problem you were having, do the opposite of that problem. You feel me? If you got separation issues, you scared to, like, if you have a spouse and you're scared to be around your spouse, like, I mean, you're scared to not be around your spouse. Every time you're not around your spouse for a certain amount of time, you start feeling scared and shit. You want to spend more time away from your spouse. Train yourself to be away from your spouse to be able to come back together, show yourself it's okay. You have to move in opposition to these fears to show your child self it's okay. I was speaking into the mic, you feel what I'm saying? I got a gold mic right here, you feel what I'm saying? But you got to speak to your child self and tell yourself it's okay. And then you got to show yourself it's okay too by doing the action. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself out that shit. So I'm going to go back over these steps one more time. For one, identifying the problem, the thing that you're moving out of, which in my case, at one point, I wasn't speaking up. Why? Identifying the root of that problem. Where does this problem come from? I wasn't speaking up to people in the real world because when I did speak up at home, I got chastised and in trouble. Then the next is forgiving the parties and people in the situation. Why? Is understanding, and overstanding the situation. Understanding and being is like she what for understanding being is like, okay, this was a situation. We both were in a certain situation, you feel what I'm saying? She was like this. She was in the wrong and incorrect mental space, you feel what I'm saying? And also in an emotional space. I was a vulnerable child. I forgive her and I forgive myself. And then understanding is I've been in situations where I was not in the correct mental space and I was doing actions I shouldn't have been doing. You feel what I'm saying? And understanding the situations being, okay, this situation is okay. It's no problem. We both were in an incorrect space. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I was a child, so I wouldn't say I was in an incorrect space, but she was in an incorrect space. She did this. I forgive her for doing this shit. I forgive myself for experiencing this shit. I forgive both parties, myself and her. You feel what I'm saying? Then the next step is moving in opposition to that trauma. You feel what I'm saying? Like going against it. Do actions and shit that after you clear all that shit up, do actions that go against that trauma so you can stop moving in that behavior. Rewire your brain. Neuroplasticity. That's the last part of it. Neuroplasticity. Rewiring your brain. You feel what I'm saying? So basically, this is corresponding to a big tub of water. It's one big ass rock in there. Going in there, grabbing that this rock is the trauma. Going in that tub, grabbing the rock, pulling that rock up, looking at it, and throwing that bitch. You feel what I'm saying? Going inside of yourself, grabbing the trauma, seeing where the trauma comes from and how deep it is, how deep the roots are into the ground. You feel what I'm saying? Uprooting those shits, pulling the roots up, grabbing that shit, and then going against that trauma, throwing the trauma, getting rid of the trauma, throwing it away, and going against the trauma. You feel what I'm saying? Walking the opposite direction of the trauma. You feel what I'm saying? That is how you clear trauma in a simple way, a simple method. I know I may have said it for 25 minutes at this point, but that is literally a simple method. You feel what I'm saying? The way I explain it is simple. You can do this during meditation. You want to meditate while doing a lot of this because that shit helps. You want to meditate and do a bunch of thoughts while doing this shit. You feel what I'm saying? I should have said this earlier in the video, but meditate while doing this. Meditate. You don't have to meditate. You can think outside of that. You can do other things. You can do it while you're running, jogging, playing basketball, while you fucking doing anything. But a way to get through that shit good is meditate for hours. You feel what I'm saying? And think about that shit. Clear it up. Meditate on it as many times as you got to. That's the fastest way and the best way to clear the trauma during meditation, because you had the time to sit there, think about the shit, go into your subconscious mind, clear the shit out, bring it out, and fix the shit, get rid of it, and rewire your brain. You feel what I'm saying? That's the best way to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I hope I explained that greatly for y'all. I try to put it in as simple terms as I can and all that, because I know that when people get to using all these big words and doing shit, I know how to use a couple big words like neuroplasticity and shit, but when people get to using these big words and doing blah, 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 people get lost in shit. I ain't trying to lose y'all, bro. I'm trying to goddamn keep y'all with me. I'm trying to actually help y'all. I'm not trying to seem smart to y'all. I'm not trying to like, oh, I'm so smart. I can use this big word. I can use etymology, neuroplasticity, and all this other shit. But I'm trying to just actually help y'all with the actual information I have, the actual intelligence I have, help y'all with this shit. It's here for a reason. You feel what I'm saying? And it's to help y'all. But with that being said, I hope, look how I look in the shade. I still look good in the shade, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Look, the sun, I use that natural sunlight. I've been sitting in the sun this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sun. Shout out bit right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to the sun. You know what I'm saying? Bit my eye. You know what I'm saying? Nigga teeth on. Nigga just don't. You know what I'm saying? Nigga on. Let me stop. That shit sounded weird as fuck. But hey, thank y'all for watching the video. If y'all want me to do any type of videos, let me know. Comment down below what type of video you want to see. If anything you need help with, any spiritual shit you need help with, any intelligence you think I have that you need, you know what I'm saying? You can hit me up in the comments, and you can DM me personally, and we can do that. I do consultations now. You know what I'm saying? On my website. If you go on TikTok and go on my bio, my website is in my bio. So fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finna start doing not only more informational videos on here, more spiritual videos, but I'm also finna start doing more entertaining videos. It's for entertainment purposes only, more like fun type videos. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, thank y'all for watching this video. Thank y'all for supporting your boy mareemaat. You know what I'm saying? Your God, mareemaat. You feel me? mareemaat on all platforms. Go forward with me. Go look at my TikTok. Go run my TikTok up. You feel what I'm saying? Go run my YouTube up. You feel what I'm saying? Both of them. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all and all that. Also, if you want to donate, I ain't asking, but I'm saying if you want to, you feel like I'm supporting you and all that shit, mareemaat. You feel what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Look, mareemaat, Cashapp, mareemaat. If you want to donate, Cashapp, mareemaat. Also, if you want to donate, you can go to my website and my TikTok bio, my Cashapp there, my YouTube there, my Instagram there. The consultation link is there. So go to my TikTok bio, then everything you need is gonna be in my TikTok bio. You know what I'm saying? My Twitch and everything. So with that being said, it's your guy mareemaat. I hope this video helped y'all. I hope I helped y'all clear out the trauma that y'all got in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because I use this method myself. And I told other people this method, and it helps them. I'm helping somebody with that shit now. So with that being said, I hope this video helped y'all. You feel what I'm saying? I hope that peace to y'all. I hope peace and wholeness. I hope y'all get rid of y'all fucking traumas and shit. You feel what I'm saying? I hope y'all like the new video format too. Let me know how y'all like the video format and how I got this shit set up like this. And the StreamYard logo, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy the paid version of the shit and get rid of this shit. But for now, the StreamYard gonna be up there. I don't give a fuck either. It's cool. Shout out StreamYard for letting me use this platform for free. This shit cool as fuck. This shit fine. But appreciate y'all for watching this video. Y'all already know y'all want to support mareemaat. If y'all want to look at all my other pages and shit, mareemaat on all platforms. I appreciate y'all. Be a God, bro. It's time to awake. It's time to awaken. It's time to be your true self. It's time to start living your life for these people and start trying to do all that other shit, bro. It's your God, mareemaat. I appreciate y'all. I value y'all. I love y'all. Peace, nigga. Wholeness. Matter of fact, wholeness, nigga. Peace and wholeness, nigga. Music coming soon. If y'all want to fuck my music, I'm gonna drop some on this page and I'm gonna drop a whole bunch of shit. Just stay tuned, bro. She gonna go crazy. She go crazy, nigga. I ain't gotta talk. She gonna crazy, nigga. I go crazy, nigga. So I go crazy.